Yo, I had to unmute my mic for this. That's crazy, dude. Good thing he's level 50, man. Okay, man. Alright, update 3 for Anime Rangers X dropped, and now I have a wife, 6 kids, 4 dogs, 3 turtles. You know, I got everything under the sun. This update finally dropped after like a week of just straight delays. I mean, like, oh my goodness, man. But we're finally here. The new dev team hopefully will do better with update releases in the future. I get there are a lot of issues, especially with the code. They had to rewrite a bunch of stuff. I get it, but we are finally here. And this update, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little impressed. I think it's probably the best update so far, at least that I've played. I thought the Easter event was like alright, but this really revives the game a little bit and adds some much needed changes, which I'm going to go over, and you know, just my thoughts on, you know, new content and stuff like that. So this update is based off of Steel Ball Run, another JoJo update. I could care less for JoJo, but I know a lot of people were excited for this, I think. One of the new units we got was Dio Over Heaven, I believe is his name. And a lot of people were worried that he was actually going to be a different unit, but it looks like he's just an Evo from a legendary unit. So that's good, you know, people that previously rolled Sovereign on his legendary form or whatever can upgrade him and, you know, don't have to waste more rerolls trying to get Sovereign on some other mythic unit or something like that, if you know what I'm talking about. We got some other new units, which I believe are in the banner. Let's see if they're on right now. I don't think this guy's new. Yeah, I'm not actually too sure, but, you know, we'll have to see if those units are good. As you can see, I did get Sovereign on my Gogeta from that earlier clip. He's level 50, so, like, his damage is, like, he does, like, 400k on his ability at max level in-game, but I have to limit break him a lot, so, you know, we're getting there. But the account's slowly getting a little better. I haven't been playing really that much. You can, like, my account, you know, if you watch my other videos, it's garbage. It's just garbage, all right? I'm not gonna hide it. Hopefully we can get a little better in this update, because I feel like I'll be playing at least a little more than the previous updates. But going on to the next thing, the merchant got a little bit of an overhaul. Main focus is that the trait rerolls you can now buy every, I think, hour-ish, and they only cost gold, which gold's very easy to get in this game, at least I mean, gems and gold are pretty easy to get, but you have a lot more gold than you have of gems, and the trait rerolls did cost gems before, I believe. So, you know, you get 12 each reset. That's pretty good. Quests did get buffed here. I believe they give more experience and like just rewards in general. I don't know the exact amount, but it definitely looks like it. I mean, I'm already level 14 in the battle pass, and I basically was just completing quests and stuff like that, so, you know, that's a plus. I hope the progression's not like too quick, because the next point I want to get to is Ranger stage cooldown removal, and man, I'm so happy for this, dude. You do not understand. When the update log like dropped, or it was like a leak yesterday, this wasn't included, and the general chat of the Discord server was going crazy, and I think the devs saw that, and they're, you know, they put out a poll. I'll put the poll up on screen. You know, only 15,000 people voted yes, while, you know, 1,100 voted no. I can, you know, I'm gonna be real, I can kind of see where the no's coming from a little bit, but if there was going to be a cooldown, it would have to be like 5 minutes or something, not the atrocious 30 it was. But, you know, we're here, and we can finally grind for these portals, because if you remember, before update 3, these portals were abysmal to try to get. And on top of trying to get the unit from the portal, all odds were stacked against you. It was just so bad. So tier 1 portals, at least for Ghoul City and Night Coliseum, are always going to be 100%, which I think is great. As you can see here, 100, 100, 100. But as we go on to tier 2 and tier 3, they drop dramatically to 20% and 15%. This seems a little bad, but you got to remember they removed the cooldown for these stages, so you're going to be getting these portals like crazy. If we go and look, I do have a portal, for example. It's only a tier 1 portal, but as we can see, if we try to use this, the unit in this portal is already at 5% rarity chance of dropping, and this is a tier 1 portal. I believe it's a 10% chance to get it on a tier 3 portal, the unit that is. I could be wrong, but I know it's a very high rate compared to what it was. It was like a 1% or something on a tier 3. If you're watching this, you know how bad that was. You know how bad that was. That is a great change. I'm interested to see what they're going to do in the future, because I wonder if they want to make it like really easy to get these secret units, because as we can see, if we go to try to get Madara, he's a 1%, but you know, you have unlimited tries and these stages go by really quick. So not sure if these new units, you know, in the later updates are going to get the, like, you know, quote unquote value is going to get inflated of the units, and you know, everybody's going to have them. But I mean, who's complaining, right? That is not really something like that's crazy bad to have. The thing is, these quality of life changes make me want to actually play the game. When I'm doing, like, you know, I'll sit there, grind ranger stages, right? But, you know, if I had to do one and then wait 30 minutes, it's like, it's just such a time waster, dude. So, great change. The new content, we got a new raid mode, which is very, very hard. I'm not gonna lie. I only did the first act. Took me like 6 minutes, and that's only because like one of my units got through the boss and it was like slowly ticking down the HP bar of like the end or whatever. So I got it done earlier. I would have completed it, but it just would have taken forever because the boss had like 60 mil HP. Again, you can see my units are trash. I know people are getting this done very quick, but one of the devs did say that the raid is not soloable, and if you have friends, have them help you out. But you know, there is an LFG, but I just don't really feel like doing this right now. I'll try it later or something. But yeah, with this comes a shop. For some reason, you have to buy a raid ticket. I just realized, did that go away since I technically used it? I guess you gotta buy one each time you want to do a raid. That's definitely a little weird. Yeah, the currency, I mean, okay, it looks like the Blitz tokens definitely stack up a lot, and good thing they're 100%. I feel like if it was the old dev team, no offense, it probably would have been a lower chance of getting these tokens to begin with, and, you know, nobody wants that. So trait rerolls are pretty rare still, but, you know, it is what it is. You can farm boss attack. That's probably the main way, at least right now, that I think, to farm trait rerolls. So, you know, the raids, it is what it is. New content, it is whatever. I still need to get really good if I want to like solo them. Even though the dev said they can't be solo, I'm pretty sure they can if you've got like a full sovereign or like a bunch of duplicates or something. But moving on, for the stats, we can upgrade our yen generation even more to level 50 this time. I forget what the previous max was. It was like 30 or something, or maybe it was 25. You know, that's good. They actually removed the fail chance of gear crafting. I haven't crafted anything, but that's great. I think that's so stupid because they're pretty expensive, the gear. If we go check real quick, actually, we go to crafting here, right? We want to make like a, I don't know, Crown of Eternity, right? Like this is expensive, and remember, this was before the Ranger stage cooldown was removed, so getting these items was insanely annoying, right? And if you do all that just to have your crown not even craft, like that's insane, right? So good thing that's removed. Apparently, you no longer lose portals without starting them. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe if you like use it and then maybe it got, I don't know exactly what that means, but you know, there were some other just small quality of life changes. But I do, okay, I didn't, is it just gonna, okay, there we go. But I believe that Sovereign actually got like quote unquote nerfed. It's now a 0.1. I've been seeing in general chat that it was a 0.15 before. I don't remember exactly if this is true or not, but you know, one of you guys can let me know. That is pretty, I mean, that's pretty bad change, but with how many rerolls you do get, like, you know, it is what it is, right? But I do think, at least with getting rerolls, especially with like the boss attack mode, the skill, like, I wouldn't say skill ceiling, but like the loadout ceiling from somebody that has full sovereigns to somebody that doesn't in getting trait rerolls is like crazy, because if you, the amount of damage you pump out can be crazy for the boss attack mode, and then in turn you get so many tokens to get trait rerolls. But if you don't have a bunch of good traits on your units, or just good units in general, you know, that this damage is atrocious, okay? You do get a lot less trait rerolls, and it's kind of harder to get that sovereign, right? But you know, that makes sense. It's, you know, if you're better, you get more trait rerolls. Who would have thought? So they still didn't reset the tournament. I don't know if this was bug abused or not. This definitely needs change. I think they need to just completely rework how tournaments work and change the way they're played, because this is awful. There's no point of even trying for a leaderboard spot. I mean, like, really just sad, to be honest, because I mean, the rewards are pretty good. So yeah, they definitely need to rework this, reset this leaderboard. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying that these like punks here to limit break your units need to be more common, and I kind of agree. I just don't know in what way they can be more common to make it fair and not like extremely easy to get your unit from 50 to 100, but I do think they need to be more common. Just getting them, like, just farming challenges is just awful, as they're like a 1% chance drop and only appear every so often, right? So we did get a new battle pass. Like I quickly mentioned earlier, there is 2 mythic units and I believe 1 secret unit. If we go along here, oh, and wait, okay, yeah, this is the 1 mythic. This is way bigger than the last battle pass, by the way. I just realized, I'm pretty sure there's another unit, and then I believe the secret's all the way at the end here. Yeah, So don't know if they're good or not. Probably pretty decent. Secrets are, you know, usually pretty good in this game. So I believe the highest tier last battle pass was 50. Maybe I'm remembering completely wrong. I don't know. But you know, dude, I keep getting jump scared by the music. You know, more rewards and stuff. That's great, especially when it's not too hard to level up, especially if you're macroing most of the time playing. Oh, I also forgot to mention there are 4 new codes I'm going to put up on the screen. I do not like how Boss Studio does codes. Yes, he makes you go to a YouTube and then look at the comment section, and then he actually put an extra code that was only on an Instagram post or something, and you needed an account, but I'm still putting that up on screen. I think that's absolutely stupid. Just put the codes in the codes channel in Discord and call it a day, right? Like, shouldn't have to go on these videos or Instagram posts or like whatever just to find a code. It's just gonna get leaked anyway, right? Like, so should be up on screen. But I think that's all I'm gonna say for now. If I look at the player count, it was about like 1.7k, I think, average before this update, and now we're sitting at 9.8k. This is about what I expected. I didn't expect it to, oh my goodness, I didn't expect it to go above like 10, 12k. People are saying like 100k concurrent users. Okay, buddy, it's just not happening. But I'm gonna end it there. You know, player base is thriving again, at least for the time being. I think this is a step in the right direction. Of course, this isn't perfect. The update could have come out a lot sooner. The raid mode, I feel, should be nerfed a little so it can be soloed. That's just my opinion. Or, you know, it probably can be soloed, but it just takes forever. Or just the bosses have a bunch of health. I think that they should be nerfed. I think the bosses should be nerfed. But, you know, great quality of life. And I am truly excited to see new updates. And I hope there is a good schedule that comes out. At least, you know, maybe mini updates once a week and then bigger updates every other week. I don't know if the devs set a certain schedule or not, but you know, just I hope for more frequent updates, and let me know what you guys think of this update. And yeah, I'm impressed. See you guys in the next video. Peace.